Hello guys, welcome back to TFD. Oh yeah, it's almost time. It's happening again. We got the GOAT back. Caitlin Clark is officially back in the gym and the internet is already losing its mind. This is wild. We got to get into this because the storm is brewing early and you can feel it. Caitlin Clark, the one, the only, the rising tide, the needle, the game changer, is back in the lab with the Indiana Fever preparing for that massive 2026 season. And then boom, this picture drops. You see who that is standing right beside her? You see it? That's Nancy Lieberman. Shout out to Nancy. She's been a real one from day one. And let's be honest, there weren't many. There were not too many legends willing to stand on that front line when the pushback started. Because yeah, let's call it what it was. A whole lot of people were fighting the GOAT wave. A whole lot of people were uncomfortable with the momentum Caitlin brought. But Nancy? She never flinched. She was front and center, saying exactly what needed to be said. She made it clear. Caitlin Clark is not a needle mover. She is the needle. She told the world, y'all better get behind this girl and ride this gravy train because she's lifting everybody. She backed it up too. You remember, Nancy was ready to go at Jeff Teague, ready to go at anybody who tried to downplay Caitlin's impact. That's loyalty. That's respect. That's someone who understands greatness when she sees it. Now here we are, Caitlin Clark back grinding with the Fever, and this picture surfaces with the caption, "Life is about showing up for your friends, people you admire, and building greatness for the future." That's powerful. That's legacy work. That's 2 generations of basketball IQ standing shoulder to shoulder. And it just shows you the kind of support system Caitlin is building around her as she gears up for the next chapter. So before she steps back onto that court and shakes the whole league again, let's take a quick trip down memory lane, back to the moments where Nancy stood tall for Caitlin through all the noise, all the hate, all the drama. Because the return of Caitlin Clark, it's not just a comeback, it's a reminder, a warning shot, and a whole new beginning.
Jewel has been a star on the Indiana Fever. There is no doubt about that. She has been nothing short of sensational. She's averaging about 19 points per game. She had a big-time game yesterday, which you called. And I just wanted to throw this out there just as a reference point, just to put things in perspective about what Caitlin Clark brings to the table. The average attendance in the 33 games Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have played in this season is 15,746, which leads the WNBA. The average attendance of WNBA games not involving Caitlin Clark is on average 8,490, an 85% drop from games that Caitlin Clark is not participating in. Obviously, the New York Liberty average over 11,000, the Los Angeles Sparks average over 10,000, but the Indiana Fever at 15,746. Yet I'm on the air the other day, and I'm talking about the Indiana Fever, and I had to get on, somebody we both have incredible respect for in Cheryl Swoops. You're a champion on every level, one of the greatest players in WNBA history. Because I said, how do you mention the Indiana Fever and all of these other players and you don't mention Caitlin Clark? And then all of a sudden she gets on me and calls me a coward and all of this other stuff. I don't know what you can say about Cheryl Swoops, but if there's anything that you could say, what would you want to say in terms of the narrative that has been put out there as it pertains to her coverage of Caitlin Clark?
I've known Cheryl since she was in college. I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first ESPYs. I've known Cheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlin was still playing at Iowa and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that there was this quote by Cheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game.
All lies that she got exposed on.
Her records were illegitimate. And I got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend. And I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion. And, you might like Boston, I might like the Yankees. It's okay to have difference of opinions. Well, she got upset with me on the phone, and I was like, Cheryl, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship it pretty much is not happening at this point. I tried to talk to her at the Final Four. Right. She didn't want to talk to me. My life's going to be good or great with or without Cheryl Swoops in my life. I'd rather have her in it. But let me tell you the difference.
Right. Now let's talk about the other side of all this, because if we're keeping it real, Cheryl Swoops was probably the biggest hater in the whole situation. The biggest. She was doing so much extra that it became a storyline by itself. That's how far it went. She was hating so openly she eventually wasn't even on Gil's Arena anymore. She got pushed off the Dallas Wings telecast, and honestly, none of that was surprising, because she just kept crossing the line. All you had to do was watch any of her podcasts or interviews. The energy was crystal clear. It wasn't criticism, it wasn't analysis, it was straight up personal. Anytime Caitlin Clark's name came up, here came Cheryl with another dismissive take. She questioned Caitlin's college records. She questioned her legitimacy. She questioned her chances in the WNBA. And every time she said something, it set off another wave of controversy and debate. Fans pushed back. Analysts pushed back. Former players pushed back. Because there's a difference between holding someone accountable and trying to tear him down. And in this whole saga, Cheryl Swoops wasn't critiquing Caitlin Clark. It's like she was campaigning against her. All right, let's go ahead and roll it back. Let's take a listen to some of the things Nancy Lieberman had to say about this whole Caitlin Clark situation.
Caitlin Clark, she'll get tougher, right? She went in the weight room. She got bigger. She got stronger. Of course, she's been injured. And it's okay. We want everybody to raise their level of play for the next generation who's coming after you. I know this. I was the Caitlin Clark in the 80s and 90s, where I had 99.9% of all the attention for women's basketball in the world.
Right.
And you know what? When you get to this stage, you're like, okay, what can I do? Arike is a baller. Paige Beckers is playing great. Look what Sabrina and Stewie has been doing, and Skyla and NECA. I mean, they're on every team. There's amazing levels of talent. And stop nitpicking with each other. Just go out and ball, and let the final
play the game.
That's crazy. We as women, we're cute, special little beings, and we have a lot of jealousy. And I'm gonna answer this question by stating a fact. When Michael Jordan came into the NBA in 1984. It was Magic and Larry Bird who kind of started to resurrect the interest in the NBA. When Michael came in, TV ratings soared, salaries soared, media was so attached to him, and he backed it up with his play. Now there were, with the bad boys, there were the Jordan rules, and they roughed him up, and all Michael did was get in the weight room, start changing his body composition so he could handle the people that were coming at him. And same thing with Tiger Woods when he got to the PGA. There was a lot of jealousy because, maybe he was an African-American golfer, and now, people were like, what is this? Well, he raised your ratings, he raised the purses, he raised, the people that were, the numbers of people coming to a tournament. This is what Caitlin Clark is. Don't hate her. I mean, if she happens to be the cash cow right now, embrace it. And don't be petty and put her, she's the best guard in the league. Yeah. I mean, right now, she's the best guard in the league. Her numbers have proven it. Her game has proven it. And I would really implore some of the guards to just, celebrate each other. Don't tolerate each other. Angel Reese is amazing. She just broke another record. These are beautiful, intelligent, amazing athletes. And we should be supporting each other, not being jealous of each other.
I'm glad Nancy used the word jealous. Because honestly, that's exactly what all of this was. Let's call it what it is. That jealousy is the root of why Caitlin Clark was targeted so heavily from day one. And that right there just shows how Nancy Lieberman has been calling it straight down the middle from the jump. No sugarcoating, no agendas, just truth. She's been addressing things as they happen, not running from it, not hiding behind politics. But here's the best part. While everybody else is busy talking, throwing shade, or making excuses, Caitlin Clark is back in the lab going harder than ever. Back in the gym, locked in, grinding for that next season. And when she returns, it's going to get scary. She's going to run into all these people who doubted her, all the ones who tried to tear her down, and she's going to cook every single one of them. It's free smoke for everybody. No favoritism. No passes. So get down in the comments. Tell me what you think about this whole situation. And as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're just getting started.
LeBron never messaged me directly, but it's been cool to just see his support of myself and the W overall. You can tell he really watches and turns it on, and yeah, he's been kind of a big fan of myself from college and now in the W. So, I mean, he's the greatest basketball player of all time, so I think that's pretty cool.